Fire isn't the end, it's the beginning. When life burns hot, when it sears your spirit and leaves you gasping for air, that isn't the moment to retreat. That is the moment you are being reshaped, not ruined. Pain doesn't come to break you. It comes to awaken something buried deep inside you that comfort would never touch. It's easy to be strong when everything is smooth. It's easy to smile when the sun is shining. But character isn't built in the sunshine. It's built in the furnace. You want to grow? You want to rise? Then pain is part of the process. You don't develop power in peace. You develop it in pressure. Pressure that cracks the surface and exposes the foundation. And the truth is, many people run when the fire gets close. They duck, they dodge, they retreat. But if you want to be different, if you want to be unshakable, then you have to face the flame head on. Pain is not the enemy. It's a mirror. It shows you who you really are. It reveals what you really believe. When life hits, when people walk out, when your plans collapse, pain strips away the noise and puts you face to face with yourself. That ache in your chest, that knot in your stomach, that's not weakness, that's the weight of transformation. That's the evidence that you're alive and fighting. Because people who've given up don't feel pain anymore. They've gone numb. But if it hurts, if you feel it, that means you're still in the fight. And being in the fight is everything. You're not out. You're not done. You're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, you've still got a chance to rise. Too many want the reward without the cost. They want the crown without the cross. But purpose always comes with pain. You don't build muscle without tearing fibers. You don't sharpen steel without heat and friction. And you don't build greatness without going through some hell. You don't get to skip the struggle and expect the strength. You have to earn it. And pain is the price. There's something sacred about suffering. It slows you down. It pulls you into places you never wanted to go, but places you needed to see. It humbles you, strips away your ego, forces you to stop pretending. And in that place, raw, broken, and vulnerable, you find out what you're really made of. You find out how much fight you've really got. When your back's against the wall, when your knees hit the ground, when you cry and there's no one left to call, that's where real resilience is born. Not in front of crowds, not on stages, but in the quiet, in the dark, in the depths of your own soul. You learn how to get back up, not because someone told you to, but because something inside you refused to stay down. That's what the fire is for. It's not there to destroy you, it's there to refine you, to burn away everything fake, everything shallow, everything weak. It leaves behind only what's true, what's unbreakable, what's real. So when it hurts, don't curse the pain. Learn from it. Listen to it. Let it teach you. Let it shape you. You may not understand it now. You may be screaming for relief, begging for it to stop. But trust this. Pain is doing a deeper work in you. A work that joy alone could never accomplish. It's easy to worship when life is good. But what about when life is hell? What about when your faith is tested? When your identity is questioned? That's where growth happens. That's where giants are made. And no, it's not fair. You didn't ask for this fight. You didn't choose this road. But now that you're here, you have a decision to make. Will you let the fire consume you, or will you let it consecrate you? Will you run, or will you rise? This is your moment. Not the perfect one, not the easy one, but the one that counts. The one that carves legacy into your bones. You may be walking through flames, but you are not alone. And you are not finished. The pain you feel right now, that's not defeat. That's resistance training. That's how strength is built. You don't know how strong you are until strength is the only option. And you'll look back one day and realize the very thing that tried to destroy you became the thing that defined you. Keep fighting. Keep showing up, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. Because pain is proof. Proof that you haven't quit. Proof that you're still in motion. Proof that you're not done yet. Adaptability is the quiet force behind every great transformation. It's not merely a reaction to change, but a proactive choice to evolve beyond limitations. Life doesn't wait for permission to shift course. It moves, it tests, it demands. The only way to remain relevant and effective in an ever-changing world is to rise with it, to meet its demands with an upgraded version of yourself. People often talk about wanting more, desiring a better life, dreaming of success. Yet they carry the same mindset, routines, and attitudes that have held them back for years. They want elevation, but they resist evolution. That contradiction keeps many people stuck in a cycle where nothing truly changes. Change doesn't ask for comfort. It requires confrontation. It confronts the old patterns, the outdated systems, the excuses, and the procrastination. The question becomes not whether you want more, but whether you're willing to become more. Adaptability is the bridge between your current reality and the life you envision. It demands a deeper level of self-awareness, a willingness to recognize the parts of yourself that are no longer serving your growth. You don't adapt by simply adjusting to the external. You adapt by internally transforming your capacity to respond, to rise, and to lead. Every level of life demands a different you. What worked yesterday might be irrelevant today. That's not failure. That's a signal. It's an opportunity to upgrade. Adaptability is about shedding what's outdated and stepping boldly into what's necessary. There are moments when the familiar becomes the enemy of progress. Comfort zones are seductive, but they're not built for expansion. Staying there too long causes stagnation. Growth doesn't happen in the known. It's birthed in uncertainty, pressure, and discomfort. Pressure reveals who's prepared and who's pretending. When the heat turns up, the adaptable rise. They don't retreat from discomfort. They use it as fuel. They understand that trials are not punishments, but preparation. They are refining moments that strip away ego, pride, and false confidence. True adaptability means knowing when to pivot without losing your purpose. It means you're flexible, not fragile, resilient, not rigid. Think about the technology around you. It evolves constantly. Software gets updated, systems improve, hardware upgrades. Why? Because the demands are different now. What once ran efficiently eventually becomes obsolete if it doesn't keep pace. The same applies to people. If your thinking, habits, and vision haven't been updated in years, you're operating on an expired version of yourself. You have to ask, is the life I want compatible with the version of me I'm choosing to remain? There is a danger in being attached to how things used to be. It blinds you to what's possible. Adaptability isn't about losing who you are. It's about refining who you are to become who you must be. That takes honesty. It takes confronting the hard truths about your choices, your priorities, and your mindset. You can't conquer new territory with outdated tools. The next level will always require a higher standard, a deeper commitment, and a sharper discipline. When the storms come, and they will, it's not the strongest who survive. It's those who can bend without breaking. Flexibility is strength under pressure. Adaptable people don't crumble when plans fall apart. They redesign the blueprint. They don't mourn the exit of old opportunities. They stay ready to seize the next one. Adaptability means keeping your foundation steady while rebuilding your strategies. It means staying faithful to the vision but not getting married to one method. Plans can change without the mission changing. One of the greatest enemies of adaptability is ego. Ego says, I already know. Adaptability says, I'm still learning. Ego clings to the past. Adaptability releases it. Ego avoids feedback. Adaptability invites it. If you want to grow, you must outgrow your ego. You must be willing to unlearn what no longer serves you and relearn what will empower you. The landscape of life doesn't stay static. The rules change. The opportunities shift. The seasons rotate. Those who stay stuck in old seasons miss new blessings. Those who evolve with the seasons walk in alignment with purpose. Every setback is a teacher. Every detour holds a lesson. But only those who are adaptable recognize the wisdom in your wounds. Adaptable people don't just endure trials, they extract strategies. They ask, what is this moment trying to teach me? And they use that insight to fortify themselves for the future. They don't curse the fire. They walk through it and come out refined. They don't panic in uncertainty. They pivot with intention. To be adaptable is to carry a mindset that isn't married to ease. It's to understand that adversity doesn't always mean stop. Sometimes it means shift. Sometimes it means pause and reflect. Sometimes it means find a better way. The adaptable never stop moving. They just move smarter. They don't run from resistance. They learn how to press through it with wisdom. Growth is always waiting on the other side of adjustment. The real question is, how willing are you to be changed? Because if you refuse to change, then what you're saying without words is that the life you're living now is the ceiling of your potential. That's a lie. You are not finished. You are not stuck. You are not powerless. But you must become a student of your own evolution. You must recognize that the most powerful version of yourself is still in development, and the only way to access it is through adaptability. That means making decisions that stretch you. It means releasing what feels safe and stepping into what feels necessary. It means upgrading your habits, upgrading your conversations, upgrading your expectations. You cannot think like you used to and live like you've never lived before. The transformation of your life begins with the transformation of your mind. Adaptability is a daily discipline. It's not a one-time shift. It's a lifestyle. It's waking up every day with the willingness to learn, to pivot, to grow. It's the refusal to stay the same. It's the inner fire that says, I may not have all the answers yet, but I will not stay where I am. That fire keeps you moving. That fire makes you unstoppable. Adaptability doesn't eliminate struggle, but it guarantees you'll never be defeated by it. It's the silent advantage that turns setbacks into setups and failure into fuel. It's how the ordinary become exceptional. Pain is one of the greatest paradoxes of the human experience. On the surface, it feels like a barrier, something to avoid, something that slows us down or breaks us apart. But when you dig deeper, pain has a purpose. It is not sent to destroy you, but to awaken something within you that comfort never could. Growth doesn't come from ease. It comes from struggle, from enduring, from pushing beyond your limits even when every cell in your body screams for you to stop. There is something sacred about the fire of pain. It refines you. It tests your character. It strips away the parts of you that no longer serve your journey and forces you to confront the raw, unpolished core of who you are. When you're in the heat of adversity, it's easy to feel like you're being consumed, like there's no way out. But that same fire that feels like it's destroying you is actually forging you. Like steel in a furnace, your potential is being unlocked at extreme temperatures. The fire doesn't destroy, it transforms. When you're going through pain, you face a choice. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. You can run from it or walk through it. Most people try to run. They try to numb it, avoid it, pretend it's not there. But nothing great ever came from avoidance. The most powerful people are not the ones who never hurt. They're the ones who learned how to endure, how to harness pain as fuel, how to keep moving forward when everything inside them wanted to give up. Pain introduces you to parts of yourself you didn't know existed. The endurance, the patience, the grit, all of that is dormant when life is easy. But when things fall apart, when your back is against the wall, you learn what you're really made of. You discover a strength that no book, no seminar, no motivational quote could ever teach you. It's a strength that comes from experience, from getting knocked down and refusing to stay down. It's in the silence of your struggle, when no one's watching, when the crowd is gone, that true transformation begins. Pain has a way of isolating you, of cutting you off from the noise, and in that solitude you are forced to reckon with your purpose. Are you going to let the pain define you, or will you use it to refine you? Will you allow the struggle to become your story or your excuse? Pain is not random. It shows up when you're standing on the threshold of change. It shows up when you're being stretched, when you're being prepared for something greater. But preparation never feels like celebration. It feels like resistance, like hardship, like confusion. But if you trust the process, if you stay committed to the journey even when it hurts, that pain will evolve into progress. Most breakthroughs don't happen in moments of ease. They happen in the darkness, in the sweat and tears, in the late nights when you could be sleeping but you're grinding, in the early mornings when you're tired but still showing up. That kind of commitment, that kind of resilience, it's forged in pain. And that's what makes it so powerful. Because once you've been through the fire, you no longer fear it. Once you've faced your worst days and survived, you stop being intimidated by difficulty. There's a reason some people never quit, no matter how hard it gets. It's because they've been to rock bottom. They've felt the weight of failure. They've been rejected, overlooked, doubted, and yet they're still standing. Because they made peace with pain. They understood that the road to greatness is paved with resistance, and they welcomed it as part of the process. They didn't ask for it to be easier, they got stronger. When you're committed to your purpose, pain becomes a signal. Not that you should stop, but that you're on the right path. It's a sign that you're stretching, that you're expanding, that you're evolving. And the beautiful thing about pain is that it makes you appreciate the progress. It gives you perspective. When you've suffered, even the small wins feel like victories. When you've lost something, you learn how to value what remains. This mindset doesn't come overnight. It's not about pretending pain is enjoyable. It's about understanding that pain is necessary. That struggle is part of the story. Every great achievement, every powerful testimony, every inspiring leader, you'll find pain at the foundation. You'll find moments where quitting would have been easier, more logical, maybe even expected. But they chose differently. They chose to press on. And that decision changed everything. You can't skip the fire if you want the breakthrough. You can't avoid the process if you want the promise. And the process will cost you. It will cost your comfort, your pride, your fears, your excuses. But what you gain in return is priceless. Resilience, purpose, clarity, strength, and the unshakable confidence that no matter what comes, you can handle it. Pain teaches you that you don't need perfect conditions to grow. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You don't need a roadmap with all the answers. All you need is the courage to keep going, the faith to trust the journey, and the resolve to turn every setback into a setup for something greater. So next time you feel the fire, don't run, don't numb it, don't wish it away. Step into it. Let it do its work. Because on the other side of that pain is a version of you that's stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you ever imagined. And that version only shows up when you're willing to walk through the fire.